I've had things that I've not been able to share with you on electronic media. I'll be able to share with you in private, in kind of in session. And I just want to encourage all of you that can to come and be there and be part of what we're doing. And it appears there's going to be a large number of people. The logistics concern me a bit, but I think we're going to be all right. None of us are going to have to ride a horse for a week through the snow to get there like some of the founding fathers had to do. So even though there may be some things that are going to be a bit difficult, we want you to remember that we're doing this for our children and grandchildren and future generations. This is not for ourselves so much, but it's for them. And if we fail to do what we know we must do and abide by the commandments of Almighty God that we have been charged to do to bring this process about, then America is in real jeopardy. It's in real trouble, and we will lose the very fabric of our nation, and we will go into total and abject slavery, and we will never have another opportunity like this again in our lifetimes, and probably not in several lifetimes. But because we have stood up, and you have stood up with us, we're about to accomplish the task that God wants accomplished in this nation. He wants Americans to be free. He does not want Americans to be ruled by an oligarchy or a tin-horn dictator from somewhere. He doesn't want us to be ruled by military rule or martial law. He wants us to be able to be free, and He wants us to prosper. And the reason He wants us to be free and prosper is because He wants us to spread the good news of the gospel of Christ and peace and prosperity across this world. Not just to us. This is about the whole world, folks. And you're a part of something, the greatest movement that has been since the founding fathers founded this nation. You are a part. Couldn't have accomplished what it has 10 years ago or even 5 years ago because it was not God's timing. Today it is God's timing, and that's the reason that we're still moving forward, and we've not been hindered, we've not been harassed, we've not been threatened too much. A little bit. Some of us have. But the average folks out there have not. And the bottom line is it's only simply because God is leading this movement and we're following His lead. I made Him a promise a long time ago. I said, if you put me in a position to help bring this country back to what it's supposed to be, a true government of, by, and for the people. If you give me that opportunity and put me in a position where I can help make that happen, then I will follow whatever you say. If you say move to the left, I will move to the left. If you say move to the right, I will move to the right. If you say go straight ahead, I will go straight ahead. If you say stand still, I will stand still, and I'll do that without question or hesitation. And I have kept that promise. And many of you also have moved when the Spirit of the Lord told you to move. And that's the reason we have accomplished so much, is because we've got some great people out here that are listening. They know in their heart what they need to do. And some of you that are listening tonight that are new to the movement, you also know that you have a place and a job that you need to do as well. I encourage you to be involved and find that place because we need your help. We need to be signing people on to this republic, as many people as we can. We need to encourage others. We need to train them. We need you to study and learn and know about what this government is all about. And it is truly a government of, by, and for the people, where the people tell the government what to do, not the other way around, as we have in Washington today. This government is a peaceful movement. We do not promote violence in any way. We're going to do this the way the Lord wants it done, with peace and harmony, and we're going to bring great things to this world. And all we have to do is work together. I thank all of you for being on the call tonight, and I encourage you to come along with us and help us to make this movement be the best it can be, because we need you. Without the people, we cannot do what we need to do. And each one of you that are listening to the sound of my voice tonight have a job and have a place. You're not here by accident. You're here by divine providence, just as our founding fathers were. You are founding fathers and founding mothers of this new republic. And I encourage you to stand up and take your place. It's not always going to be easy, but it's always going to be the right thing to do. And I encourage you to come along with us and be part of what we're doing. And I pray that God will bless each and every one of you. I pray for you every single day and ask God to keep his hand upon you and bless you. And God is about to pour out a blessing upon this people so great they can barely contain it. And they won't be able to contain it. They're going to have to share it with the rest of the world. And I thank you for being with us. And I encourage you to let's move forward together and work together in unity to accomplish the task that God has given us. This is an opportunity we will never have again. And I'm proud of the people that we have been working with us to try to bring this about. And I pray God will bless you all. And I'll yield the floor, Jim, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to the people.
Thank you, Mr. President. If we open it up, I'm thinking that there might be kind of two types of question and answers. Maybe a session, if we were to say, 15, 20 minutes for new folks. Are you available to answer a few questions? And if we try and
Sure.
Ask that there's any new people, get in the queue first. Those that want to ask Republic business questions, maybe give us 15, 20 minutes before you raise your hand. And if the President can stay with us for the newcomers, we'll try and do that. And let's give it about 20 minutes of that and see what we got. And then maybe we'll answer some Republic business issues that maybe some of you would like to ask. Does that sound all right, Mr. President?
Absolutely. I'll be here as long as you folks need me to answer questions.
Okay. Well, why don't we try that? So if the operator could announce, or please raise your hand, press *6 for anyone that's new to the Republic or interested and wants to ask some questions. Please raise your hand and we'll see if we can get your questions answered. Do we have anyone in the queue? Okay, so please press *6 and then 1. So I guess if we don't have anybody in the queue, we do have one. Here we go. Area code 479.
479. Question here. Do we have any promise or do we know that the military supports us? In other words, do we have any enforcement in back of what we're doing?
Absolutely.
Mr. President?
Yes, we do. Absolutely. We have much support, not just only here, but around the world. It's incredible what has happened in the last few weeks around the world. And we have much support, yes.
With that, Mr. President, I'm wondering, I'm not sure if he's on tonight, but talking about support, if Bill is on the line, we had a recent success at a local support level with a sheriff. Bill, are you available perchance? He's not available. Well, for that person, I will share one thing. Arizona had a case where a grand jury, a de jure grand jury, actually met on an issue of a foreclosure and went through our court system and to our Supreme Court, and they issued a writ to stop. Yesterday morning, they were going to throw a man out of his house. And they presented it to the bank, they presented it to the trustee, they presented it to the persons that they had hired to throw him out of his house. They walked it down to the Superior Court in Flagstaff and presented it to them, and they gave it to the sheriff in a small town in northern Arizona. And the sheriff said, let me look at your paperwork. He looked at the paperwork and he said, you know, a lot of people, I'm paraphrasing, I think I got this right, but there's a lot of people that have been doing sovereign paperwork and filing things, and your paperwork looks very good and in order. I will not follow any order to throw you out of your house. And if the court orders me, I will not follow their order. That, as far as I know, is the first issue of a de jure grand jury in the Republic dealing with, on a local county level, what the sheriff should do for the people, and he did it. So that is some really good news. The next, do you have any other questions, sir? I'm sorry.
Yeah, one other one. Oh, Lordy. Sorry. Let me pass. I can't think at the moment.
Okay, thank you very much. The next area code is 928.
Hello there. I just heard about you for the first time today, and the fellow who received the email, and I got the number and the access to get on. It's very, very interesting. Now, I am the vice president of the Arizona Center for Constitutional Principles. Our overarching goal is to restore the knowledge and functioning of founding principles and practices, namely the Declaration and the Constitution, into American public education and the American psyche. That was worse that was taken away from us was that people, Americans, no longer think about these founding principles, and that's why I found this whole thing extremely fascinating, because it very much sounds constitutional, and that's why it sparked my interest and why I'm here tonight. How do we find out more information, and how do we actually get involved with somebody in charge?
You're in Arizona, correct?
Yes, we're in Prescott,
what part of Arizona? Prescott, Arizona. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm in Arizona.
We're
I'm going to give me your email if you don't mind, and I will get you in touch with our ambassador, and we can invite you to an assembly meeting that we have the first and third Fridays down here in Phoenix. I believe they are working on one up in the Prescott area. So what is your name and your email?
My name is Monte, M-O-N-T-E, Crooks, C-R-O-O-K-S. And
okay.
We had a camp when I was a teenager called Crooksville, and that's why I have the address of crooksville@yahoo.com.
Okay. I will send you, by the end of the evening, two contacts here in Arizona that can get you hooked up, and we'll get you can get involved.
Yes, we we finished this. Oh, yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. This is Tim Turner. I'd just like to thank you for coming on board with us, and I hope that you will. And we would love to help make your dream come true to spread the constitutional doctrines and principles across this country, because that is one of our very high priority goals.
Well, this last election cycle, although I personally had my favorites that I voted for, our organization is pre-partisan, just like the Constitution. You don't see anything written about partisan politics in the Constitution.
Absolutely.
And we've had 3 Making of America constitutional seminars this year, and we have 3 more planned next year, plus here in Prescott a Constitutional Week celebration. And we're hoping we will be sending a entourage of high school students to the Foundation for Economic Education boot camp in Estes Park this next July. And this has all been made possible, and we are a 501c3. Now, how does that affect being a federal government 501c3? How does that affect everything?
Well, when the federal government no longer exists as we know it, you won't be a 501c3 anymore.
Good. We'll still be a charitable organization, and
Oh, absolutely.